John Pisto, welcome to Monterey's Cooking Pisto Style. Today I'm going to show you folks how to cook mussels. Alright? Now mussels are being grown here on both sides of the coasts. I know we got them on the East Coast and you got them on the Pacific Coast. You get them live. Last year we were lucky enough to be in Sicily, and I want to show you some real interesting footage of us visiting with friends and eating mussels. And then I'm going to come back and show you how to cook the dish, okay? See you in a little bit. Without the tablecloth, yeah, take it up. Yeah. Where's the... You want to see, look at this, you guys. Man, this is my favorite dish. Another favorite one of mine, called the old gozzi with garlic. And I tell you, this kind of food you got to eat with your friends.
Yeah, plenty.
Okay, you see that? Look at this. I tell you, look at that,
Great.
boy. I
That's
mean,
beautiful.
pure, very simple food. Now, wasn't that interesting? Wasn't that a gorgeous area too? Now, you know, our friend, that's called Calogero, that's his little shop. He made this mussel dish. I'm going to embellish on. To me, it was a little bit too plain, so I'm going to fix it up. We're going to spice it up a little bit. However, you should know some basic things about mussels. When you buy mussels, make sure that all the shells are closed, okay? And you're supposed to scrape these off a little bit too. Okay, these are pretty clean now, and I've gone through these already. But make sure these shells are closed. Now here's one that's open. Now sometimes, you see, these have to breathe. Now if I can do this, and sometimes the shell will close up again, it means it's not dead, it was just breathing. It's better known as gaping in the business. Well, no, this one's not gonna, he's not coming back, this guy's dead. Sometimes, if you smell them and they're dead, you'll know it too. Just throw those away and go through these and make sure that all the shells are closed. It'll take you a few minutes, but you know, I remember in the old days, I'm talking when we went back in 1953 in the city of Messina in Sicily, they were selling these on the half shell. There'd be a guy there and he'd open them up and he'd put lemon on them for you. I mean, I'd be afraid to do it nowadays with all the hepatitis around. But I mean, they were doing it. Messina was very famous for growing mussels. Now, let me show you another thing. This is called the beard. This is where the mussel hangs on to the rock or to however they're growing it. Sometimes they grow them on these long ropes. And what you have to do is pull the beard off, okay? And what you do is you pull like this, and you see that's been pulled off, okay? Now once you do that, it kills the mussel. Now these are alive right now. Okay, some of these have been pulled already, so we got to go through them. Now, you know, mussels are nice cooked, steam them open, and you put a little breadcrumb on them, and you put them in the oven, oregano. You know, mussels are very inexpensive. There's another one with the open shell. Ooh. So you got to be careful. Once you eat a bad mussel, I'll tell you, you'll never forget that taste, folks. You know, in the restaurant, what we do, we have a little secret, is we steam a lot of these open. We just barely steam them open. We go through them first, we barely steam them open, then we use them in our dishes. This way we know they're all good. Because one bad one can ruin your dish. See, here's the one with the beard. And then you'd have to start all over again. And that's no good. Yeah, wasn't that footage interesting? Boy, it was so nice to be in Sicily again. And to see all the friends we have and relatives. And it's funny how things don't change too much there. I know we're going to be showing you some other clips from there, and how the food remains fairly traditional. They're not, nobody's doing any wild new things. Very, very traditional stuff. Okay, here's another one. Oh, here's another bad one. Just take him out of there. See? Okay, this one, see, this one is opening. This one, nope, on the verge. No good. Okay, dump the water. And now we can go on. Okay, so what we're gonna do, when we come back, I'm gonna show you how to make the sauce. All right, now let's start olive oil. Let's put a little bit more. This got to have a good amount of olive oil. And you know, the good old shabika. Okay, we'll get the olive oil hot. And these are garlic cloves. Aren't they beautiful? Look at the size of these cloves, huh? They're nice. I don't want to chop them. I don't want to mince it. I want to chop them coarse so that we can get some of that nice flavor of the garlic. Now I noticed the food in Italy is fairly simple. And I think that's the secret to the Italian cooking is it's the ingredients. You gotta have the best ingredients, and you cook it very simple, and that's what makes it delicious. That's what I like about Europe is they only eat they eat fresh tomatoes is during the summer, and everything in its season. We're here now, kind of unfortunate. We get tomatoes all year round, and they don't have much flavor, and although they're trying to improve it now. We have a friend that says within the next couple of years you're going to see a big improvement in the quality of our tomatoes. We're going to get tomatoes year round now. Okay, now I got some onion. It's going to be real hot. Whoa. Okay, see, look at the garlic I'm putting in there. Okay, now I want to put some more onion too. Boy, that's a big, big onion. We're going to make this dish a little bit more interesting. I thought that was a little on the simple side. So let's get some onion going. And I want to put some lemon. See what I'm going to do? And I'm just adding this because I thought it'd be nice. Put it in there. Okay, I got some very, very, very ripe tomatoes here. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to squeeze the extra juice out of it. You see the seeds? So that I'm just left with the pulp. Okay? This looks a little messy, but this way we don't get all the liquid. I want the flavor of the tomato, but I don't want all this juice. So you just cut them in half and squeeze it out. I got these at the farmer's market. Very ripe. See, look at that. Now you know how you can tell if these are vine ripened tomatoes? The seed. If the seed is green, it's been picked green and allowed to ripen in the room. But if the seed is yellow, it means it's vine ripened. Interesting, huh? Okay. Now, this is flat leaf parsley. I'm just going to cut a bunch off. And let's chop that up. And I want this to brown just a little bit. I'm going to chop this real coarse. Okay, that's some celery, parsley. And now, I'm going to add also some basil. And I'm going to chop that real coarse. And these are capers. And I'm going to let this saute before we add anything else. Okay, be right back. Okay, we're back. Now, capers. Okay, these are from my mom's bush. If I told you, she's got a bush that's this big. In fact, they're producing right now. They're absolutely Incredible. Just delicious. And of course, chop them. You know, these grow wild in Sicily. I mean, all over the place. They grow in rocks. I know we're in Taormina, and out of these old fortress walls, you see these caper plants just drooping down. Just incredible. Very hard plant to grow, I understand, too. Very difficult. You have to start it a certain way, and I think it has to grow in rocks. Very rocky terrain and very unusual. But delicious. I love them. Just with the tomato salad, just great. Okay, we're getting this. Let me add. Okay, here's some hot pepper. Hot chilies, crushed red pepper, and we're gonna add a good shot of that because we want some mazinga. Okay, and then we're gonna add our black pepper. Don't be afraid to add black pepper, folks. All right, and my salt shaker. Okay, see how nice this is cooking? These onions, I can tell you, are full of sugar. I'm using these big Walla Walla onions, and they're so sweet. They say you could eat them like an apple. You ever eat one? Don't try it. Not like an apple. It's like an onion. But they're sweet though. They're delicious. Now, you see how nice? See how this is getting brown? That's the smell of Italy, folks. Garlic and onion in olive oil. Okay, let's add all this. Let's add this, the capers. Okay, the tomato, we're just gonna see. I just got the pulp. I could have taken the skin off, but I didn't. Yeah, it's a great dish. Mussels are getting more and more popular. I went to visit a friend up in Seattle, and boy, he brought some mussels. We went morel hunting outside of Seattle, and he brought these beautiful, fat European mussels. I mean, they were like this. And we had them out over a campfire. Boy, I tell you, that was living. We had a nice dinner that night with fresh mussels, steamed kind of like this. No pasta though. And then we had fresh morels, and we cooked that over a fire, and we put the morels with some pasta and a little bit of cream. And I'll tell you, doesn't get much better. Okay. So now, you see how this is cooking nice now? Oh boy. That is cooking incredible. You know what we're going to do? Because we want those mussels to have some of these chunks of tomato and the onion and the garlic. Well, Calogero, sorry you had to change your recipe, my friend. But, okay, now I'm going to add some wine. I'm adding a white wine. All right. Cinzano. Now I like to use vermouth sometimes in cooking because it has that extra flavor. Okay, let's get the mussels going. Whoops, there's the mussels. Mussels are here. Now mussels, you'd be surprised to know, don't fill your pot up because, these have got to open. Now you gotta put the lid. Now we got the pasta water. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. Now mussels, don't take very long to cook. Very, very quick. Now the kind of pasta, I use a long pasta. And this is a capolini, which I would prefer to use a linguine, but we'll use capolini. It's okay. This'll take 2 minutes to cook. This cooks real quick. I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Make sure your water's boiling. Boy, that's gonna taste good. So we'll keep cooking this and stirring it. I'll get my pasta dish ready. How's that for a pasta dish, huh? With mussels. Okay. Now you got, when you cook this kind of, this is angel hair is the other name for this. When you cook this, stay right by the stove. Do not leave, because this cooks very, very, very quickly. Now we're gonna let that come to a boil. I mean, these will cook very quickly. Now I've already salted the water. Remember, you gotta use a lot of water. Usually 1 pound of pasta, you gotta use about a gallon of water. And more is okay. Less, I don't recommend it. This is cooking great. As soon as this comes up to a boil, what you do is you start turning. You start turning them. See? Turn. Turn. You see what I mean? You see what I'm talking about, folks? These guys are cooked, almost. Just keep turning. The ones from the bottom, bring them up on top. Look at this. It's got some color there, I'll tell you that. Okay, just turn them, turn them. Now make sure there's enough liquid in there. You don't want these to be dry. You see what I mean? Look at this. Huh? That's not cooked yet, but very, very close. The overcooked mussels, they shrink up to nothing. Just let the heat come up to it. And let's get our pasta. And test it. That needs 1 more minute. Or less. This will be perfect together. Good. Gonna be perfect. Look at that, huh? Oh, look at this. Now, another way to do this is to go. Don't shake them too much. You're going to shake them out of the shell. They're all going to go to the bottom. Then you have to go fishing for them. Okay, this pasta's done. Okay, this is the capolini, remember? I'm not going to drain it. I'm going to go right from there to here. See that? This pasta you don't have to drain. I like to use it right out of from the water. Okay. Now we can put this together. Look at that. Huh? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Does that look pretty? See how those are cooked? See, they don't take long to cook. As soon as they firm up. You see that? As soon as these guys firm up, they're done. See that? That's cooked. What did that take? Not very long. See, you could do it 2 ways. This is with the pasta. Or if you want to, serve it, just steam mussels in a bowl. You can do that too. Let me get some of the juice here though. There's a lot of juice there. Okay. See, all that juice will filter right down to that. Look at this. Now we're getting to the juice, see? You see? Now you got leftover to do just, but there's, there's not a lot of meat here, so you want to give everybody a couple of dozen each, at least, maybe more. Now you can arrange this real pretty, or I'd like to serve it just like this, and you got yourself one gorgeous looking dish. Huh? Doesn't that look beautiful? Look at that. Try this one. A little different. Smells out of this world. But enjoy it. Okay? See you next time.